going to be installing new brakes on my 2017 Ford Focus. It's time to go to some RS Brembos. This is a giant caliper compared to the stock ones, but I'm going to take you through what it's like to install these. So this isn't going to be a complete tutorial, so use it at your own risk, but I'll have all of the tools that I needed to use to install these brakes linked down in the description below, as well as all of the part numbers to be able to go to these RS Brembos. Now to do this install, I'm going to be using all of the OEM parts. So this is an OEM Ford Focus RS caliper. I'm going to use the Motorcraft rotors as well as the Motorcraft brake lines. The reason I chose to do rubber brake lines over the regular ones is this is my daily driver. They tend to be a little more durable, and it's just nice to have everything factory. So this is factory pads, all that kind of stuff. But basically, let's go ahead and get started on this really awesome mod. Dude, I can't wait to have these things mounted on the car. Now to fit the new brake calipers, you do have to run a 5mm spacer that I went ahead and put in between. So this is something that in a previous video I showed installing, but it's going to be necessary to be able to run the new big brakes. Now to take our caliper off, we've got 2 bolts just behind. We're going to take the whole caliper off all at once. Two. So both of those are nice and loose. Just like that. I'm going to leave 1 bolt in because we want to keep this from falling off until I've undone the brake line. And it's time to take the hose off. To minimize the length of time, I've got the new brake set up even with the hose all plugged up. Hopefully that's going to allow me to immediately take the brake line off, go ahead and take that out, pop the caliper off all in one, and install our new caliper without running into an issue with the brake line. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. Be sure to use a flare wrench. That way you don't mess up your brake line here. Luckily this car is pretty new, so it should be simple. So we've got that undone. Brake line comes off. Take our old caliper off. Okay. Now that we've got the caliper all taken care of, we need to now cut our heat shield to be able to accommodate the larger brake rotors. Test fit. Perfect. That's going to fit awesome. Go ahead and take the new rotor, slide it right on. Then we can take our caliper, with your caliper bolts, be sure to put some red Loctite on them. It's all on here. And with those caliper bolts installed, we're going to go ahead and torque them to 85 foot-pounds. Before I go on to the other side, I'm just going to go ahead, place our spacer back on, and I want to mount up the wheel to make sure it clears the caliper without any problem. Perfect. With that, we've got just enough clearance, so it's going to work. Before I go ahead and install the other side, I just wanted to check to see just what the weight difference is, whether or not we're going to save any weight of unsprung weight or not. The rotors being bigger should make a difference, but this caliper I think is quite a bit lighter. So both of these are dressed with calipers, line, all that good stuff, and the Brembo caliper is coming in at 10 pounds, 10 ounces even, where the factory one is 16 pounds, 6 ounces even. You lose almost 6 pounds right there. So let's go ahead and compare the rotors. So the new rotor going onto the car weighs in at 23 pounds, 2 ounces. Holy moly, that's heavy. Factory rotor weighs in at 23 pounds, 1 ounce. So not a huge difference between those two. Yeah, so you're basically losing right at about 12 pounds of unsprung weight by going to bigger brakes that are going to perform better. That's awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and start to bleed this. I've got a line on the bleeder valve. So they're all installed, everything's torqued up. I got the brakes bled. It was a little bit more of a pain than I anticipated, but nothing that can't be accomplished. Just got to clean up the rotors and the brakes, put the wheels back on, and we'll be all set. With the brakes installed, you get a little more firm pedal feel. It feels more substantial. It feels like you have more braking power. I'm not sure if it actually stops any faster. I know it would once you get some heat into the pads, but I think from cold and daily driving, the stock brakes were fine on their own. So this uses the stock RS brake pads. I went ahead and used those. They definitely seem to dust more than the stock ST pads. That's not really a big deal. It just means that you're going to get a little more performance out of them. Now, I really installed them for the looks. Let's all be honest. I didn't need better brakes. I've got a stock Focus. There's really no need for it. But they look nicer, which is big. The other thing that was an unexpected benefit is they actually have about 6 pounds of unsprung weight removed from both sides. So that's 12 pounds in total. It might not seem that huge, but that's actually a really great thing for the suspension. But overall, I think this was a killer install. It's not that expensive to be done. I think it makes a huge visual impact on the car. I definitely think that it's unique. Not everyone has it done. And overall, I'm just super pleased. So go ahead, let me know in the comments below. I want to know what you think about these brakes. Do you think it was worth it? Waste of money? Please click that subscribe button. That way you can see more videos like this into the future. And of course, Click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Helps me out. Let me know what you think.